In this video, we'll take a look at how to view and utilize DebugBear's synthetic monitoring dashboard. Once you have scheduled regular page speed tests, your dashboard will be filled with URLs and their first test results. As you begin to monitor pages, the grey value bars will become coloured with previous data like we see in this project. We can test all pages in the project at the same time with the Test Pages button in the sidebar. By default, the overview shows a trend line with data for the last 10 results for the Summary tab. We can switch the metric group on the right. There are 8 metric groups available from the drop-down in the top right corner, with the option to add or remove metrics for a more customized dashboard. A default metric group can be selected for a project via the Metric Groups tab in the project settings. Anytime you log in, this metric group will be presented on the dashboard. Let's select our default as Web Vitals for a mix of real user and lab test results for the core Web Vitals. Another useful option here is Lighthouse, which shows which URLs are performing best across the 4 main Lighthouse categories. We can order results using the arrow icons in the top bar. If we order by CLS, we can see an improvement for this page in our recent lab test, which should hopefully soon reflect in the CrUX CLS score, as Google CrUX data covers a rolling 28-day average and therefore updates more slowly. If you see a grayed out score, that means only origin level CrUX data is currently available, perhaps to the page being new or not yet receiving enough traffic. We can also see a poor IMP CrUX score, which correlates with a high total blocking time score of 10 seconds. That means that the page performs a lot of CPU processing work during the initial page load process. The bars show the median value for each period, in this case each day, while the number below the bar chart shows the most recent test result. By clicking the gear icon in the top right, we can switch to show the average score for the entire selected time period, in this case a 10-day average. If we want to know the average scores for all of the pages in our project, these can be found at the bottom. Scrolling back to the top of the dashboard, we can use the compare toggle to see how our current scores are when compared to a previous period. When searching for improvements in LCP, this page has had a huge improvement in the last month, but CLS has regressed. Using the toggle in the top right, we can show an expanded view for each page, which details key information such as device, test frequency, tags, and performance budgets. We can edit selected pages directly from the project dashboard using bulk edit, such as applying tags and advanced settings. Let's add the holiday tag to the pages with holiday offers. There's also an option to transfer pages to other projects. For example, you could move competitor pages to their own project. The search bar is located in the top left. We can filter results by using search operators. For example, we can use the keyword to search for pages related to Spain. If we place an exclamation mark before our keyword, then pages with the keyword will be excluded. We can also use an OR operator to filter further. For example, we can search for pages with the Spain or holidays tag. If we have a lot of pages in a project and want a more concentrated overview, we can create filters. There are 4 filter options: tags, domain, URL, and device. Let's create a filter to take a look at mobile pages with the holiday tag. If we plan to use this filter frequently, we can save the filter for future use by clicking Save and naming the saved filter. The project dashboard can be shared with anyone once you create a link from the top right corner. Anyone who has access to this link will be able to view data. However, they won't receive permissions to make any changes within the account. This is a quick way to share data without creating a specialized report. If you are looking to create a report, perhaps a quarterly report for example, without sharing the project dashboard, then you can export data in 3 different formats: JSON, CSV, and also PDF, which will export the data that you are currently viewing on the project dashboard.